Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
7:31, 32 degrees outside. Brent is nice enough to come in today to help yours truly here on this technically holiday, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's the Rose Bowl's later today, so it's a holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of weird having like the Orange Bowl and all those big old bowls that we used to watch, like what, 4 of them were the biggies, maybe 3 or 4, and that was it. And now we're just building up to the grand finale championship, and so these bowl games, and you got like the athletic foot bowl and
I always love the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I love the bowl game that salutes mayonnaise. Love it.
Potato chips.
It's all corporate now. Remember, it always used to be about they'd name them after it seemed like fruit.
Yeah.
Right? You had the tangerine bowl, the peach bowl, the citrus bowl, and now it's all gone corporate.
Cotton bowl.
Yeah. I guess they still have some of those, but a lot of them now have the corporate name tied to them.
Yeah, and they're not like the pageantry is not there as much as it used to be with when they only had a few bowl games. I mean, they've been playing football for 2 weeks in bowl games.
I know. I watched an entire week of it while I was taking some time off.
Wow. Man, that's real nice, Brent.
Well, hey, what does a radio sports director do during his time off? You watch sports. It makes sense, doesn't it?
I'll have to talk to Shelley about that.
Yeah. I think that was one of the reasons she kept working.
She knew what you were going to do.
She's like, okay, I know what his plans are. There ain't no reason for me to take any time off.
I can sit and watch him watch football, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's still plenty left, and there were some pro games that were interesting. Actually, the game's on, I don't know what day it is right now. This is Monday, so Saturday evening, some of the college games.
Oh, the two playoff.
They were really good.
Oh, the 2 playoff games were outstanding. Not a lot of defense, but a lot of scoring. But that made for 2 really exciting games. Yeah, they were crazy.
Yeah, why can't we get representation from the Midwest and North when it comes to who's going to go play for the championship?
Yeah, I mean, for those of us that don't have a stake in it, like if you're not a big Georgia fan, how can you not be cheering for TCU?
Well, I think that's probably what most people will do around here.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool to say. I don't know if they can do it, but I didn't think they would beat Michigan either, and they did. So.
And that's Texas, right?
Yeah, TCU, Texas Christian University, the Horned Frogs.
The Horned Frogs. Still, they're all south.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Geez. Yeah. Okay, so you took the week off. We kind of stepped back, and Grant and Jeremy were doing the breakfast show. I thought they did a good job.
Great.
And, they brought the girls in one day and had some fun, and so I think
now they what? They brought the girls in and had fun.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
The girls never come in when we intercom them all the time.
Yeah, I know,
to say hi and see how things are going, and they just they're not real receptive to us. Is it you and me?
It's possible.
Okay,
might be just me. Especially with Christy, when she kind of tilts her head off the side and go, "All right, I'll come in." But with Grant.
Yeah,
and-
Grant and Jeremy, they just bopped right in, didn't
they just came on
yeah.
in, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in fact, when I walked by, Shannon was waiting at the door to bring in a note, and I just opened up the door and pushed her on in, and Christy was already in here.
Huh?
And of course, it was all about Garth Brooks, as I remember. And,
Oh. Sad I missed that.
I went out and tried to do one of those, how do I want to put it, over-the-top weather reports, because they were, so I thought, I'm going to go out and do, because it was raining, and it was turning to snow.
On that Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd do one of those where, like, you're standing in water and there's a hurricane behind you.
Yeah.
And I probably wasn't one of my better skits, to be honest. I don't know. I kind of was standing by a 500-foot ravine behind me, and there was a hawk circling around, and then there was some coyotes with saliva running out of their mouth, and maybe I got a little carried away with it, and it wasn't believable.
I see.
And so I think that was one of my stinkier skits that I've done, but I didn't get any calls or complaints. But then I did it. With radio, you can make a picture.
Well, sure.
So I was just standing outside the tumbleweed.
Oh.
So I went in and had some bacon and eggs after I did that report.
Yeah.
And was talking with Anna, who is the waitress there, and I said, "Would you work with me on this? And when they come back, bringing me the." And the timing didn't work out, and then we got unhooked, and so that was. I'm going to mark that one off as you have to be honest with yourself. That one was probably about a D-.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just it just doesn't work when you do impromptu like that. So they were having a blast here, and I was out there
and you
struggling.
were making a fool of yourself.
Yeah, I was making a fool of myself. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for coming in.
Yes.
The offices are closed here today, but we will have a lot of our regular programming, including the breakfast show, and we'll get Party Line taken care of today. But we'll not be doing regular business through the front office. Now, we need to talk seriously about the weather. It's kind of concerning with this being a holiday for a lot of people. I think if they were traveling home, a lot of folks may have decided to go yesterday, I'm hoping.
Yes.
Because today we're going to start seeing a mix of freezing rain and snow. So it's not really going to take a lot of weather to make it dangerous with the prediction of the freezing moisture and sleet. Now, we could get up anywhere from, according to what we've been reading, 5 to 10 inches of snow mixed with sleet and ice. And that should start happening here later today. The actual warning went into effect yesterday afternoon. And Joan and I were going to go to Avatar.
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And it's 3 hours long.
Yes, it is.
And I was just pulling my shoes on, and the EAS came on with the winter storm warning. So I thought, I better come out and do some recording, and we'll go see Avatar at another time. Because, by the way it read, I thought 3 hours later, we might be needed out here. But it basically said starting at midnight last night. But so far, there's a little moisture in the air maybe. Could you kind of feel it when you came in?
Not when I came in, no.
Yeah.
It was
it's hanging
actually kind of a nice morning.
Yeah, hanging at 32. That might be the high for the day.
Yeah.
So what I guess I'm worried about, and I think probably the weather people are, I talked to the North Platte Weather Bureau on Friday, maybe, Thursday or Friday, and they said, yeah, we're watching this pretty close. It could be kind of a bad one because of the mixture of moisture. Snow is one thing, ice ahead of snow, mixed with sleet, freezing moisture, not good. Visibilities could be a problem later because the winds are supposed to pick up at about 35, which these days doesn't sound that bad, but when there's snow on the ground, it sure is. So you might consider getting out while you can. And, of course, it's going to depend on what direction you're going, and you might dial up that 511 number and find out what the roads are like in the direction you're going. Now, I know the Panhandle is going to be getting some of this same mix, and southwestern Nebraska and here in the central. So about half of Nebraska is going to be under that warning before it's all said and done. And then as it moves, I don't know, we'll watch it. But yeah, check that 511 number and watch the weather. And you might want to consider your travel plans carefully.
Yeah.
If you travel, you might have to borrow a flashlight and a couple blankets and some things from your people you're staying with, you're visiting, to take with you just to be safe. If we know anything about traveling, you think, well, I can get through. I can do it. And I'm the same way, folks. I understand that completely. But what about the other person who's driving the other car? Are they capable? Are they having trouble? Do they have the right tires? Does their car or pickup get around well enough to not slide in and hit you? Those are all the things you have to think about. So, not telling you what to do, but that's the scenario we're looking at here. 5 to 10 inches before it's all over with. And the bad news is it's going to be a mix. And they're talking about possible power outages with this as well, because it might bring down some tree limbs and that sort of thing. So darn it.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Welcome to 2023.
Yes.
But that's the way it is out here. We've been pretty fortunate. We knew sooner or later our turn would come.
You get the sense that's just what the winter's going to be like. We were going to have one of these about once a week.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I think, in one way, we don't like the problems about getting around and the hazards out there, but hey, cover this ground with snow. I don't think that would be a bad thing.
After last year, we realized how important the moisture in the wintertime is.
Yeah. So that's where we're at, folks. Let's see here. Oh, we don't have school lunch menus, although they are piling up. We're getting some in, so we should be able to get going as soon as school gets going. And, of course, we have a light schedule today. We do have grocery cart specials. I think you've got a sheet there of those.
Yeah, I do.
And we can read those in a little bit. But right now, let's see if anybody's awake and play the game.
Sure. Let's see. What have you been asking here? Let's start the new year with trivia about how this holiday is celebrated. Okay. According to CNN, in what year was history's first known New Year's Day celebration?
According to CNN?
According to CNN, in what year was history's first known New Year's Day celebration? Your choices are 1545, 1982, 300 BC, or 2000 BC. Those are your choices. According to CNN, in what year was history's first known New Year's Day celebration? 1545, 1982, 300 BC, or 2000 BC? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com or call 872-5111. Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
Where in the world did 2022 go? The new year is here. Don't start it off on the wrong foot with an appliance that makes you a bummer to be around. Talk to Brent and the crew at Lines Appliance in Broken Bow. Their top priority is getting an appliance in your home that simply makes life easier. From fridges and deep freezes to washers, dryers, grills, griddles, smokers, and more. Visit Lines Appliance in Broken Bow. Happy New Year from Lines Appliance, Broken Bow.
Well, we did not get a caller now. On Christmas, the day after Christmas, they were a little more awake. That could be from the celebrating going on this past weekend.
Possibly.
Maybe staying up late, playing cards.
Plus, it's kind of a tough question. I wouldn't have had any clue what the answer was.
What are they again?
Okay, according to CNN, what year was history's first known New Year's Day celebration? 1545, 1982, 300 BC or 2000 BC? What would your guess be?
There's a phone.
Oh, somebody maybe is going to guess.
Good morning. You're on the air. Who are we talking to?
This is the famous Billy Bale.
Yay,
Ah,
Billy.
Billy. How are you?
I know that's a hard question.
Yes.
What were your choices again?
Okay, Billy, at 1545, 1982, 300 BC, or 2000 BC. Now, I'm going to give you a quick hint. It was a very, 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 very long time ago.
Oh, I'm going to guess 3000 BC.
Yeah, how about 2000 BC?
Yeah.
You got it, Billy. Way to go.
So, Brett, did you have a good vacation?
Had a very nice vacation. I went to Lincoln and saw Nebraska beat up on Iowa.
I loved it. That is my perfect birthday present for me because we beat them in basketball this year.
Yes.
And then we beat them in football, and I love it because I do not like Iowa. I do not.
It was fun. That was a good night.
I mean, I've never seen them play so better in my life.
Oh man, they were defensively hustling, and it was great. It was a lot of
So
fun.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Who's going to win the national championship, Georgia or TCU?
Do you want me to answer that with my head or my heart?
Your heart.
My heart says TCU is going to cap off one of the most amazing, unexpected seasons in college football history.
I think they are because they're going to have trouble with Georgia's defense is going to have trouble with Matt Dugan.
I hope so.
He is good. I'm telling you. He made Michigan.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure him out.
No, they
I mean,
couldn't.
He's just a good quarterback. I mean, and Nebraska should have recruited him. He wanted to come here, but Scott Frost would recruit him.
Yeah.
And so what do you think about our new coach?
You know what, Billy? I mean, listen, the time will tell, right? I mean, it all depends what ends up happening on the field. But hey, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid again. So I think I think he'll be a good fit. I hope he will be anyway.
So aren't you guys doing a tournament Saturday in Kearney at that Kelly Cooksley deal?
Yes, yeah, we will be in Kearney. We're going to do Broken Bow's game from the Nebraska Girls Basketball Classic. I think they play at 150, I think, against Beatrice. So we're going to do...
The Broken Bow boys play that day. They play Bridgeport.
They do. They do, yeah. They play Bridgeport, and we're actually going to stick around and try to broadcast that for everybody, too, from Kearney High.
Is Larry Cotner going to help you, or somebody else going to help you?
I think Jeremy and I are going to go cover the day.
Because I'm going to listen to him.
All right, great.
So you guys have a good day.
Thanks, Billy.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, Billy. Happy belated birthday, although we did wish him a happy birthday on his actual birthday. But I think every day is a birthday for Billy.
Yeah, I think so, yep. Wonderful guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, little Chris Stapleton for you here on this Monday, the second day of January.
Feel it in our parking lot area. You can even feel it collecting a little bit, a little slick on the parking lot a little bit now. So
All right, so
be careful.
in the neighborhood, then it's going to get slick. Do you still
Yes.
have enough of the pet-friendly salt to take care of the neighborhood?
I still have a good share of it left.
All right.
Yes. So yeah, I've got you covered.
All right, good. 32, cloudy skies, light moisture in the air now. Winds out of the northeast, 5 to 10 plus miles per hour. Barometric pressure's been bouncing back and forth a little bit. I thought it was showing on a downward trend at 6, up 1 point at 7, now back to 29.93. So it really hasn't decided which direction it's going to go here this morning. Humidity at 83%. You'd almost think it'd be a little higher than that right now, but that's what our meter's showing. 43 for a high yesterday, an overnight low of 32 degrees. Sunrise today occurred at 8:05, just a few moments ago. Sunset at 5:20, and nothing measurable so far this month, but as we mentioned earlier this morning, that is definitely going to change. So, I wanted to apologize.
Oh,
This morning I was, our most recent snow, the wet one, very wet snow, was actually Joan did part of the sidewalk at the house, and I went up and caught Mom's, and I came down and was catching up the neighborhood, and I really meant to get over to your place. I just meant to, and my shovel cracked.
well, isn't that a shame?
It just cracked, and I was not able to scoop anymore after I completed what neighborhood job I could get done before it cracked. I hit one of those, the cement that kind of buckles
Oh,
up,
yeah,
and I hit one that cracked
yeah.
it right in half.
Oh, well,
And
rats.
First thing I said is, "Oh, darn it! I'm not going to be able to go over to Brent's place and scoop."
oh. Well, Dave, it's the thought that counts.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I sure would have been over there if I could have,
Yeah.
but I was unable to achieve that goal. Now, this next snow coming in,
Yeah.
10 inches or so. If it gets up to 10 inches,
Is there a limit that you have?
the body might limit it.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's one of the things that we
That's-
probably should talk about with folks out there. If we do get this mix of heavy, wet snow again and get 5 to 10 inches, it's going to be tough to push around. So
Yeah.
be very, very careful out there. And a lot of times you can depend on your younger neighbors to kind of chip in and help you out. When the snow is heavy, a lot of times the younger guys will pull through.
Well, what do you consider young? I'm over 50 for crying out loud.
That's
Is
nothing, man.
Is that young?
That's nothing.
Okay.
I mean, you got to remember that's 20 years difference between you and I.
Tell you what, you get 10 inches of snow, you wouldn't be able to see me out there. If it drifted in some spots, I'd be taller than me.
Well, let's hope that the forecast is a little inaccurate and will be closer to the 5 than the 10.
That would be okay.
And that's over the entire period, by the way.
Yeah.
Today they're talking a couple inches, but they're talking about that freezing moisture with that. So again, I don't think we're so worried about the snow right now as we are the surface.
Yeah.
Being out there driving and trying to get home or walking, be careful. And when you come over to help scoop over there or to scoop, and you might as well catch Joni and Chris's too while you're there.
Oh, okay. All right.
A lot of times if I have time, I like to go down and catch Judy and Ted's there and then go on down to Ed and Vicky's place.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you come over, I'll show you what we usually try to cover, and Joni, if she is free, she is like a windmill with a scoop shovel.
Really?
Oh, she doesn't need a snowblower, man. She has one of those grain scoops.
Oh man, really?
She goes like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I'll tell you what helped me. I bought the Back Saver shovel.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I love it.
I'm glad you got that.
Because I used to use the old grain scoop, and Eek.
Yeah, it's a little hard on your back.
It
but
is.
Remember, Joni's a little younger than you are.
Well, that's very true.
and me as well. But honestly, we talk a lot about it with our physical therapists who come in. We sit around on the couch watching football.
Yeah.
Then you hop up and go out
That's
and start
what I
scooping
plan to do
snow.
today.
Well, you might have to get your scoop out. Well, the neighborhood needs you, man.
Okay.
You're one of the younger guys in the neighborhood.
Yeah?
You
Yeah.
know, think about
Okay.
it.
All right.
Larry Cotner down the way is a little older than you are.
Yes.
Grant is younger. I'm not sure, if he has a scoop. And Joni can only get out if if Kayla is, okay with her going outside.
I see.
And then her husband Chris works at the John Deere. He's not always there, so keep that in mind.
Well, you just know everything about everybody in the neighborhood.
Well, I try to be a good neighbor.
Well,
Try to, know the neighbors. Of course, Peg across the way.
There's being a good neighbor, and then there's kind of being a creepy neighbor. And it's almost like you're almost starting to cross the line. You know a lot of
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You know a lot of information about us.
Not that much, really. All right, here's the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Anybody can swallow a raw oyster or eat mountain oysters. They could surely handle fruitcake.
Did you get fruitcake when you were a girl, like around Christmas time, Peg?
No, that was back in the old ages.
Oh.
We lived in the hills. But the Stecks always would bring us some from Beatrice because they have a fruitcake factory there that make delicious fruitcakes. I don't know where people get over this, use them as a doorstop or this and that.
Well,
I think it's terrible. It's delicious, full of nuts and cherries and you name it.
So you're saying, Peg, that the fruitcake is getting a bad rap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I called them the Bobbsey twins, Jeremy and
Grant?
And it's just what they've heard.
Sure.
See, because they're too young to even probably indulge in it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's what they've heard.
That's the question. Have they ever even eaten?
Tried it, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried not. And then I want to thank Brett's landlord. Well, Mary Jo Peterson scooped off my walk, and then Dan came over and put a bunch of salt on it, and he also did your sidewalks.
Yeah, I kind of figured he did. Yeah, he is just absolutely the best.
Oh, yeah, and he's
Yeah.
a hard worker. He's going to start doing all my scooping and yard work.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah, because he's handy. His son does my spraying, Mark Shaw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
might as well keep it in the family.
Peg, isn't it great when your neighbors chip in like that and
Yeah,
help you?
Mary Jo goes like not a heck. Of course, she's a PE teacher, and she can get down there and she scoops, and then Dan puts salt all over it. And they're just nice people.
They
Yeah.
are. You would think the radio guys in your neighborhood might be more help.
Well, I know, but you're getting a little older.
Boy,
That's bad.
that's the
I
truth.
get up, I go to bed early, and I get up early, and the first thing I do is turn on pure country.
Nice.
And the music's so soothing. That one you played a while ago, I about jumped out of my seat.
Oh, we have to liven you up a little bit, Peg.
Some kind of rock. But, that's the first thing I do, and I have this nice, soothing music. I'm not ready for TV, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I just have an enjoyable morning and have my fruitcake and my coffee.
Well, that
Go.
sounds nice. And
I've known a lot of fruitcakes, but not
Well.
edible ones.
there's a few of those around, no doubt
Well,
about
I
it.
know, but, they can't help it. That's the way they were.
It's the way they were made, just like the fruitcakes.
Well, yeah. But, there's also a place where it's a nunnery. I guess it's nunnery they call it. And all these nuns make fruitcakes all year long.
Oh,
and
really?
sell them. It's their income.
Huh.
Then another lady was telling me about monks have a regular factory where they make fruitcakes.
Huh.
Wow. Wow.
And they're delicious, People that haven't tried it can't say anything about it.
No.
Peg, can I ask you a question then about fruitcakes?
Is it personal?
It is kind of personal. Do you like dates?
Oh, yes.
Because there's dates in fruitcake, right?
5'6", 200 pounds.
Oh, those kind of dates.
Oh, if he was 5'6" and weighed 200 pounds, that would be horrible. Oh, my God. Oh, yes, I like all those. I could live in Egypt.
Well, fortunately, you live right across the street from us, Peg. Thanks for...
I know it. Well, you came over here one time and started cleaning my leaves up, and I said I had a guy do it, but I thought it was very nice of you.
Well, we had a nice
that
visit.
was a job, because you had to go empty it, and,
Well, you had a lot of leaves there that particular time.
well, I know. But you know what? Some people just go ahead and mow them and use them for mulch.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works too. That works too. Well, if you
Well,
ever
I
need
had-
anything, you know who to call.
Oh, okay.
All right.
At 3 in the morning?
Anytime.
Thank you, both of you.
Yeah,
Take
see
care.
you, Peg.
Happy New Year.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Peg, our guest this morning on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Supply.
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got spirit, how about you?
Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, or Anselmo debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
It is 8:32. Good morning to Tomcat out there.
Yeah.
How you doing, Tomcat? Thanks for the text. Made us chuckle.
Yes, it did.
All right. Now, there's some controversy centered around insurance men. Men who sell insurance.
Yeah. What kind of controversy?
Well, we kind of documented the fact.
Oh, yeah. Here's that we again. You.
Well, the breakfast show
started this. Okay.
We're doing a remote with the foundation, Custer County Foundation. Mm-hmm. I asked Lisa Bell if she thought insurance men were sexy.
Mm-hmm.
She most definitely does.
Yeah, we have it on tape, actually.
Yeah, it's archived. Archived and saved for history. But, just like so many other things, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Now, I don't personally find insurance men sexy. Do you?
How can I just do the live read?
That was my lead-in.
I know, but now I'm uncomfortable.
Well, then, in other words, you do find insurance men sexy?
Well,
If they wear some special cologne or something, what?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. But you do find them, very, very needed.
Absolutely. Because it's important.
So, in other words, you need your insurance man.
You do.
You've got to have them.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's important.
All right.
To insure your home, your family, and your possessions.
We've clarified.
And it's also important to insure your business, and that's what Universal Insurance in Broken Bow wants to remind you about. Make sure you have the right coverage for your business. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information to help your business. From HR to OSHA availability to other features that will play a key role in your business success on the insurance side. Talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today. Call 872-6438, or you can visit them at 940 South E Street in Broken Bow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got that cleared up. Job opportunities out there, any that you have this morning?
I do have a few. Here's a couple through Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership we want to remind you about. They have an opening for an infant toddler teacher center specialist. This is a 40-hour per week year-round position in Broken Bow. Starting pay right around $20 per hour depending on qualifications. Looking for someone with their Child Development Associate Certificate, an associate's or bachelor's degree in early childhood education, and would prefer experience working with infants and toddlers, income qualifying families, and past supervisory experience. Now, this individual would be responsible for center coordination, supervision, and teaching. They also have an opening for a WIC RN coordinator in Loop City. This is a full-time position, and the starting wage is yearly between $45,000 and $50,000 per year, depending on your qualifications. Great benefits with both of these positions. Now, for the WIC RN coordinator position in Loop City, looking for a registered nurse or a registered dietitian, also previous supervisory experience. With this position, you would be complying with state and federal WIC and immunization program guidelines and coordinate clinic sites while providing immunization screening assistance. For more information on either position, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. Extension is 0. Or you can apply online by going to centralnebraskacap.com.
All right, we're going to switch the music up just a little bit right after this.
Happy New Year from all of us at Bow Bootery. We are so appreciative of your business in 2022, and we're excited to see you in the new year. Come and see us for quality footwear for the entire family. No matter your age, you walk on your feet, so your body comfort starts there. Do yourself a favor and make your feet happy. We have a feeling the rest of your body will thank you. Happy New Year from Bo Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
Ag producers, now is your opportunity to secure spring seed and save money too. Arrow Seed is offering early booking and early pay discounts on alfalfa, summer annual forages, and spring small grains. Act by January 10th to save 8% on alfalfa and 10% on summer annual forages. Arrow Seed has clean, quality seed for every need and every budget. Stop by and visit them.
And we kind of switch gears there for you. A little Roy Orbison, Ricky Nelson, and Elvis Presley with some early tunes for you here on The Breakfast Show. We'll be right back.
It is no secret that cybersecurity and keeping your personal information safe and secure is very important. Scammers never stop and will do whatever they can to get your information. Some examples of what to be looking out for are spoofed phone calls, suspicious emails or texts, computer pop-ups, requests for urgent wire transfers or gift card purchases. If you are suspicious of fraud or a scam, always call your bank about the situation. Bruning Bank wants you to stay safe and be diligent about keeping your information secure. Our staff is trained to deal with any type of situation and is happy to help or answer any questions you may have. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
It is 8:46. What's on your mind, Brent? You're looking at your phone. What happened?
Well, between Christmas and New Year's,
Yes.
I received a text message from my mom.
Oh, Mom.
Yeah.
You betcha.
This particular message, hey, yeah.
Where's that coming from?
I have no idea where that's coming from, but I loved it. This particular message came with a bunch of pictures.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, she just sent me. It appears as though someone sent not just her but my dad as well a Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's normal this time of year.
Yeah. She took a picture of the card and sent it to me.
Oh.
So I just thought I'd take time to read it to our listeners today. Peg and Jim, please find enclosed a couple gifts for you. The pearls are for Mom. The shirt is for Dad. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your adopted son, Dave.
Yeah, I did send a mailing out.
Yes, I'm well aware that you sent a mailing out. I mean, I've been getting text messages and everything, reminding me every day that you sent a wonderful gift, a gift that, I'll just be honest, has received more praise than the gift I got my folks. So now I feel terrible.
Oh, I didn't mean to make you feel bad.
Yeah, I sure didn't. But yeah, Mom's got pearls, apparently. Dad now has the official KBBN 40th anniversary radio T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, they're extremely happy with the gift and have been reminding me every single day since they received the gift to make sure I tell you thank you. So on behalf of my mom and my dad, to you, thank you for your Christmas present. They obviously have enjoyed it immensely because I have pictures being sent to me. It's like mom has laid there they are right there. Mom has laid your gift out on the table like in perfect form. Do you know what I'm saying? And taken a picture and sent it to me. So yeah, obviously they've been very happy with your gift. So thank you so much for thinking of my folks and showing me up.
Well, of course.
Appreciate it very much.
I did not mean...
That's wonderful.
I did not mean to show you up. I just wanted to express my gratitude to your mom and your dad for taking me in. You know what I'm saying? Making me part of the family.
Yeah. No, you are. I try to call them... Well, I try once a week. Sometimes I don't get them called once a week. Mm-hmm. But I try to stay in touch. And... pretty much now the conversation begins with Mom asking how Dave is.
Well, I'm just saying you probably should call him a little more often. I mean, really.
I would, except now most of our time is centered around you.
To the town of our Free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say.
Even listen to the radio. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But people always fill you in on what's happening while you're gone. You know what I mean? So what I have to ask, what's up with bacon underwear?
Oh, bacon underwear.
Yeah. What in the world is going on?
Well, was I think the first or second day that the guys were doing the show.
Okay.
And they didn't have a lot of guests, and I was in the production studio, and Jeremy come in and said, "Hey, Dave, you want to sit in with us for a little bit and kind of help us, have a conversation or whatever?" I said, "Sure, yeah." And somehow bacon came up, and I had made this big, bold statement that I only thought bacon belonged besides eggs, and we kind of got into that. We've had that conversation before. And then it was about kind of, as I remember, how nuts people are about bacon, and they'll put it on just about anything. And I made the announcement at that time, and we've talked about it before, that they make bacon underwear.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. Man, maybe we have talked about that. I don't recall that. Making bacon underwear.
The advantage would be that, you're walking around at work and you just reach down underneath your Levi's and snag a little chunk of bacon off the waistline and, have a bacon snack. And that must be what they were talking about.
It was, yes. Yeah. I just had to ask.
Yeah, that's
just
how that happened.
You're out and about, and the next thing you know, people start talking to you about bacon underwear. And it's like, I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a good thing to say.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Was not a part of that. 1 minute away from news.
Treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
More good times are coming to The Breakfast Show, and someone will come away a winner. Starting January 11th, we'll take 3 calls a day to register for 2 second-row floor tickets for the Blake Shelton concert in Lincoln.
Hey, y'all, this is Blake Shelton. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country.
The winner will also get a $250 gift card to spend as they please. Keep listening to KCNI KBBN and get ready to play a fun game starting January 11th on The Breakfast Show.
So when I die, I want to come back as a country boy. No, there ain't no better life if you ask me.
Win Blake Shelton tickets on The Breakfast Show starting January 11th.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Heavy rain has caused widespread flooding and knocked out power to more than 50,000 customers in Northern California. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti's there.
There are growing concerns that swollen rivers could continue to rise this morning after they overflowed onto nearby roadways.
Parts of Interstate 99 are underwater, and officials are worried that water could now reach the 5. Russia deployed dozens of drones overnight in Ukraine. Yevhen Petrov is a student in Kyiv.
Mostly all drones were destroyed, but unfortunately we also have some explosions inside Kyiv.
The attacks knocked out power and heat there. Republicans are ready to take over the House this week for the new Congress. CBS's Linda Kenyon is in Washington.
The first order of business will be the election for new Speaker of the House. Kevin McCarthy's first test will be to get his own caucus to support him. Some of the more conservative Republicans in the House say they will not support McCarthy for Speaker.
CBS News Brief. I'm Monica Ricks.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles. Here's Isaac Lowenkron.
On Sunday Night Football, the Pittsburgh Steelers won at Baltimore 16-13. Kenny Pickett, the game-winning 10-yard touchdown pass to Najee Harris with 56 seconds to play as the Steelers stayed alive in the AFC playoff race. At Lambeau Field, the Green Bay Packers pasted the Minnesota Vikings 41-17. The Packers on a 4-game winning streak after a 4-8 start can make the playoffs with a win next week over the Lions. The San Francisco 49ers won at Las Vegas in overtime 37-34. The Niners now the 2 seed in the NFC on a 9-game winning streak. The Seahawks eliminated the Jets 23-6. The Seahawks can make the playoffs with a win over the Rams next week and a Packers loss to the Lions. Chargers over the Rams 31-10. They've won 4 in a row. They're now the 5 seed of the AFC. And the NFL announced that the Titans-Jaguars AFC South Championship game will be played this Saturday night.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A winter storm warning is currently in effect until early Tuesday afternoon. A chance for some snow, sleet, and freezing rain today, staying cloudy and breezy with our high nearing 31. Northeast winds between 10 and 20 and gusting as high as 25. More snow and freezing rain likely overnight with a low around 22. North winds still between 15 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. And some snow possible on Tuesday, cloudy with a high of 29. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning in effect currently until noon on Tuesday. Heavy snow along with mixed precipitation, snow accumulations of 5 to 10 inches are possible, with the highest totals generally north of Interstate 80. Ice accumulations of 1 to 2/10 of an inch, with the highest totals generally east of Highway 83, with winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour for portions of the southeastern panhandle, southwest, and west central Nebraska until noon on Tuesday. Travel will be very difficult to nearly impossible with areas of blowing snow, reducing visibility at times. The combination of heavy, wet snow and ice may result in tree and power line outages. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency, and call Nebraska 511 for the latest road information.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, has the offerings you're looking for this winter to prepare for next year. As you know, every season brings new focuses. Here are theirs right now. Specials on driveline conversions, sprinkler packages, and winter maintenance specials, to name a few. If you've worked with Custer Electric and Irrigation in the past, you know that they want to get you taken care of the right way at the best price possible. They encourage you to get the work you need done scheduled as soon as possible because prices are rapidly increasing for a lot of supplies. Plus, that schedule book can only get so full. Don't forget licensed electrical work you might need done too on ag, commercial, and residential applications. Ask for a free quote. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer in Broken Bow, serving the whole area with electrical, agricultural, and commercial services. Call today at 872-7786. Follow them on Facebook or visit custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
32 degrees under a cloudy sky. We have light moisture out there. And, of course, that winter warning in effect until at least noon on Tuesday, with the possibility of, you just heard, of anywhere from 5 to 10 inches. And the North Platte Weather Bureau will be updating us as we go along. That's kind of fluid. They changed it from when they issued it yesterday late afternoon to what it was this morning. And, you know, they'll know more as things go along. They've been watching this for quite a while. I know when we talked to them the other day, they were watching the European version of the model, and then there's 2 or 3 others that they look at. So that's sometimes how we get different forecasts from different sources. Weatherology might sound a little different than what the North Platte people do because they're following a different model, I guess. Main thing is they all agree there's a pretty good-sized system moving through.
Yes.
And the downside is that ice they're talking about. This time of year is tough. Now, we're through the holidays for the most part. This is a holiday for many people. And then we go into the dark days of winter. Actually, the days are beginning to stretch out. You can even notice a little bit in the 5 o'clock hour in the evening that it's staying light a little teeny bit longer. But when you have these short days and cold weather and limited activities for people out there, it gets a bit depressing for folks, and even young people. When it's dark and the days of winter, they call it blue days in winter months, can really take a toll mentally, and we don't want to ignore that anymore. I think we're finally getting to the point where we realize that sometimes mental stress or mental illness affects a lot more people than we thought, and it is very serious. And we have a few people here that have stepped up in our community and made a website available as a resource.
They have, yes. They want to bring awareness to mental health and the importance of reaching out when needed. So a website has been created that is a resource of mental health providers in Custer County. Here's the website. It's mhpcc.org. You do not need to struggle alone. Mental illness affects 19% of the adult population, 46% of teenagers, and 13% of children each year. Only half of those affected, though, receive treatment, often because of the stigma that can be attached to mental health. Untreated mental illness can contribute to higher medical expenses, poor performance at school and work, fewer employment opportunities, and increased risk of suicide. So do not struggle alone. Have the courage to reach out if you need help. And a great way to get started is to check out this website, a resource of mental health providers in Custer County. Again, the website is mhpcc.org.
All right, 9:08. We've been bouncing around musically here this morning with different time periods, different genres, and we'll continue to do that here in the 9 o'clock hour.
Speaking of music,
yes,
I came across my daughter went with me to the basketball game in Lincoln last week, and she came across Snoop Dogg, who has put together, I kid you not, a children's album. Have you heard this?
No, I have not.
I will have to do some recording and get some selections from Snoop Dogg's kids album. It's she was playing a couple of cuts from it. It's actually kind of cool, I think. He calls them his pups. So,
well, I just noticed yesterday an advertisement for a movie. He's in a movie again.
Is he? Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's very successful.
He apparently has put out a children's album with Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll check you. I'll try to get my hands on that.
Talk to your daughter. She could probably get it to us.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's a kids album, we can probably play some of it here.
Yes, I think we would be safe. I would hope.
Wow. Before we go, Brent's going to tell you about the sports coming up this week, weather permitting, a little later on in the week, so we should be able to get it in. Was talking somewhat with Billy about that earlier, so stick around for that. Now, for you folks watching on Facebook, Sandhills Express, YouTube, and all of that, we're going to wave to you, and we're going to just end it because we're playing enough music that you're probably sitting there going, gosh, there's not a lot to listen to. If that's the case, we always suggest you of course, if you can get the radio signal, that's the easiest, best way, we think. But you can also get the signal on your device like Alexa or any of the gadgets on your laptops, your phone, just by going to kbbn.com or kcni1280.com if you just want to listen. I know that's what Mom does.
That's what Mom does, yep.
And my mom, too.
My mom. Yeah, both our moms.
Yeah. Mom actually watches it sometimes.
Does she?
She watches it later because a lot of people, we notice the numbers go up throughout the day because they may not be able to watch the breakfast show while it's happening, but they can watch it later in the day. I still question what you're looking at is, other than the guests coming in.
I was going to say, yeah, the guests are the ones that drive that, I would think.
Yes. So